New photos have given the public a peek at the secret wedding of Princess Beatrice, but the absence of her father has many asking, where's Dad? Sophie Walsh has all the details from the big day. Soph, good morning to you. Prince Andrew.
A royal family often stands as a symbol of tradition, grace, and resilience. But behind the gilded doors lie stories of transformation that few could predict. Princess Beatrice, once known for her quiet and understated presence, has emerged as a figure of unexpected strength and evolution, an evolution that has left her parents, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, deeply moved. Their journey as a family has been filled with challenges, triumphs, and moments that shaped their bond. Yet, this transformation is not just about Beatrice. It's about what it reveals, a story of persistence, reinvention, and the unshakable ties of family that endure even the harshest storms. Background of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, and Sarah Ferguson, affectionately known as Fergie, first crossed paths in their youth, as they both moved in the same social circles. Before they became one of the most talked about couples in royal history, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson shared a friendship that would soon blossom into romance, changing their lives forever. However, their romantic relationship began in 1985, when they were reintroduced at a royal event hosted by Princess Diana. Their chemistry was immediate, and within a year, the couple was engaged. On July 23, 1986, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson tied the knot in a grand ceremony at Westminster Abbey, an event watched by millions worldwide. The couple's wedding was a quintessential royal affair, lavish, joyful, and filled with symbolism. Sarah wore a stunning ivory silk gown designed by Linka Kierak, and Prince Andrew, as a naval officer, donned his military uniform. Their marriage brought a wave of optimism and excitement to the British monarchy, with Sarah's vibrant personality contrasting with the traditional image of royal life. As a royal couple, Andrew and Sarah were initially seen as refreshing and modern. Sarah's sense of humor and down-to-earth charm endeared her to the public, earning her the nickname, the Duchess of Fun. However, the pressures of royal life quickly began to strain their relationship. Prince Andrew's naval career often kept him away for long periods, and Sarah found it challenging to adjust to the scrutiny and formality that came with her royal duties. The media spotlight was relentless. Sarah's vivacious personality and occasional missteps became fodder for tabloids, who branded her as unruly and undignified compared to more reserved members of the royal family. The intense public pressure and the couple's time apart took a toll on their marriage. By 1992, they announced their separation, and their divorce was finalized in 1996. Despite the end of their marriage, Sarah and Andrew remained close friends, a rarity for divorced royal couples. One of the most remarkable aspects of Andrew and Sarah's relationship is their ability to maintain a strong bond for the sake of their two daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. From the beginning, they prioritized their roles as parents, ensuring their daughters experienced a stable and loving upbringing, despite the challenges of divorce. Sarah continued to live at the family home, Royal Lodge in Windsor, even after the separation, which allowed the couple to co-parent seamlessly. Both have often spoken about the importance of family unity. Co-parenting with a royal twist, Sarah and Andrew proved that family comes first, despite the challenges of their separation. Could their model be a blueprint for others? In interviews, Sarah has expressed her deep respect and affection for Andrew, frequently calling him her best friend. Similarly, Andrew has shown unwavering support for Sarah, standing by her during difficult times, such as her financial troubles in the late 2000s. Their unusual but admirable dynamic of staying close as a family has often been praised. Holidays, birthdays, and major milestones were celebrated together, allowing Beatrice and Eugenie to see their parents as a team, despite their marital status. This unity was particularly evident during Princess Beatrice's 2020 wedding, where both parents played significant roles and beamed with pride. The Yorks' co-parenting model has also extended to their public appearances. Whether attending royal events or supporting their daughters at charity engagements, Sarah and Andrew have consistently presented a united front. This commitment to family values has endeared them to many and is a defining feature of their story. While Andrew and Sarah have largely managed to maintain a positive relationship, Prince Andrew's controversies in recent years have cast a shadow over the family. The most significant and widely publicized is his association with Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew's connection to Epstein first drew attention in the early 2010, but escalated dramatically in 2019, when allegations surfaced that Andrew had been involved in Epstein's criminal activities. A photograph of Andrew with Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's accusers, became a focal point of the controversy. Although Andrew has consistently denied the allegations, public scrutiny intensified following his November 2019 BBC interview, in which his responses were widely criticized as defensive and lacking empathy. The fallout from this controversy was swift and severe. Andrew stepped back from his royal duties, effectively removing himself from public life. Charities and organizations he was associated with distanced themselves, and his public image suffered significant damage. For the York family, this period has been challenging. The scandal not only affected Andrew, but also had repercussions for Sarah, Beatrice, and Eugenie. As public figures, they faced increased media scrutiny and questions about their own roles within the royal family. Despite these difficulties, Sarah and the daughters have remained steadfast in their support of Andrew. Sarah has often publicly defended him, stating her belief in his integrity, while Beatrice and Eugenie have occasionally been seen with their father at private family events, signaling their continued closeness. It's important to note that while the Epstein controversy severely impacted Andrew's reputation, it has also brought attention to broader discussions about accountability and transparency within institutions like the monarchy. For the York family, the challenge has been navigating these public and private difficulties while maintaining their family bonds. Who is Princess Beatrice? Princess Beatrice of York, the elder daughter of Prince Andrew and Sarah, Duchess of York, was born on August 8, 1988, at the Portland Hospital in London. As a member of the British royal family, she was fifth in line to the throne at the time of her birth. Growing up, Beatrice enjoyed a childhood filled with the unique mix of public scrutiny and privilege that comes with being a royal. Despite her parents' very public separation in 1992 and eventual divorce, Beatrice and her younger sister, Princess Eugenie, were raised in a loving, stable environment, with both parents playing active roles in their lives. A royal upbringing in the public eye, but Beatrice's childhood was defined by love, stability, and family unity. How did her parents' separation shape her? From an early age, Beatrice was described as lively, cheerful, and deeply connected to her family. She attended several high-profile events alongside her parents and sister, including Trooping the Color and royal weddings, which gave the world glimpses into her personality. However, like any child, she faced her own set of challenges, one of the most significant being her struggle with dyslexia, which was diagnosed at the age of 7. Beatrice's education journey was shaped by her determination to overcome dyslexia, a learning difficulty that affects reading and writing. She first attended Upton House School and Coworth Park School before moving to St. George's School in Ascot. Dyslexia posed challenges for Beatrice, particularly when it came to reading and processing information. But rather than letting it hold her back, Beatrice embraced her diagnosis, leaning on the support of her family, teachers, and specialized learning tools. Throughout her school years, Beatrice worked hard to overcome the stigma often associated with learning disabilities. In interviews later in life, she credited her parents for providing constant encouragement and emphasized the importance of understanding and patience. With their support, Beatrice achieved strong academic results, proving to herself and others that dyslexia was not a barrier to success. In 2008, she graduated from St. George's with good A-level results in drama, history, and film studies. She then went on to attend Goldsmiths, University of London, where she pursued a degree in history and the history of ideas. At university, she continued to thrive, balancing her academic responsibilities with public appearances and royal engagements. Beatrice graduated in 2011 with a 2:1 degree, marking a proud moment for her and her family. Her achievements served as an inspiration to many young people facing similar learning difficulties, showcasing her resilience and determination. As a member of the royal family, Princess Beatrice's role has been slightly unconventional. Unlike working royals such as her cousins Prince William and Prince Harry, Beatrice is considered a non-working royal. This means she does not receive funding from the sovereign grant, and instead pursues her own career while taking on some public duties. This dual role required her to strike a careful balance between fulfilling her royal obligations and establishing her independence. Over the years, Beatrice has represented the royal family at numerous events, including official engagements, charity galas, and public celebrations like the Queen's annual garden parties. She has also traveled abroad on behalf of the monarchy, promoting British interests and supporting causes close to her heart. Her public role, though less prominent than other senior royals, has always been marked by a deep sense of duty and a genuine desire to help others. One of Beatrice's most notable contributions has been her advocacy for dyslexia awareness. Drawing from her own experiences, she became a patron of the Helen Arkell Dyslexia charity, which provides support and resources for individuals with dyslexia. From personal experience to public advocacy, Beatrice is making waves as a champion for dyslexia awareness. What motivates her passion for this cause? Beatrice has spoken openly about her journey with dyslexia, highlighting the importance of early diagnosis and tailored support. Her candidness has resonated with many families and individuals dealing with similar challenges, making her a relatable and inspiring figure. In addition to her work with the Dyslexia charity, Beatrice has supported numerous other organizations, including the Teenage Cancer Trust, the Big Change Charitable Trust, and the Royal National Institute of Blind People. Her involvement with these causes reflects her broad interests and commitment to making a positive impact. Beyond her royal duties, Beatrice has built a successful career in the private sector. She has worked in various roles, including positions in finance and business consultancy. This has allowed her to gain real-world experience and carve out her own path, independent of her royal title. Her professional achievements add another layer to her identity, proving that she is more than just a princess. She is a hard-working individual with goals and ambitions. Despite her busy schedule, Beatrice remains actively involved in charity work. Her ability to juggle both worlds, royalty and regular working life, has earned her respect and admiration from many. She has used her platform not only to support worthy causes, but also to break down stereotypes about what it means to be a member of the royal family in the modern age. Princess Beatrice's marriage and personal growth. Princess Beatrice's love story with Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi captured public attention for its elegance and intimacy. The couple's engagement was announced in September 2019, after what was described as a whirlwind romance. Edoardo, often called Edo by friends and family, is an accomplished property developer and a descendant of Italian nobility, holding the title of Count. The two reportedly knew each other for years before their romantic relationship began, making their eventual union feel natural and rooted in friendship. Beatrice's wedding, however, was far from a typical royal affair. Originally planned as a grand celebration at St. James's Palace in May 2020, the event had to be postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. When they finally tied the knot on July 17, 2020, it was in a scaled-down and deeply private ceremony at the Royal Chapel of All Saints in Windsor. The couple was surrounded by only a small group of close family members, including Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, who were able to attend under strict safety protocols. The wedding itself was rich in sentimental details. Beatrice wore a vintage Norman Hartnell gown, which was loaned to her by her grandmother, the Queen. The gown, with its ivory silk and delicate embellishments, was altered slightly to suit Beatrice's style, but retained its timeless elegance. She also wore the Queen Mary fringe tiara, the same tiara her grandmother wore on her wedding day in 1947. These thoughtful touches added a sense of continuity and deep connection to family traditions. From tiaras to traditions, Princess Beatrice's wedding was full of symbolic moments, including a tiara worn by the Queen herself. What do these details tell us about her bond with her family? What made the wedding particularly significant wasn't just its scaled-back nature, but how it reflected Beatrice's understated approach to her royal role. The intimate ceremony showed that even as a princess, she valued the importance of personal connections over grandeur. It was a rare and touching glimpse into a deeply private and genuine celebration of love. One of the unique aspects of Beatrice's marriage to Edoardo was her stepmother role to his son, Christopher Wolfe, affectionately known as Wolfie. Eduardo shares Wolfie with his former fiancée, Dara Huang, an American architect and designer. While stepping into the role of a step-parent can be challenging, Beatrice has embraced it with grace and warmth. Reports from close friends and family suggest that Beatrice has developed a strong bond with Wolfie. In fact, her relationship with him has often been highlighted as one of the defining aspects of her new family life. Wolfie even played a special role in her wedding, acting as both a page boy and the best man, showcasing the close relationship they've built. It was clear from this inclusion that Beatrice made a conscious effort to ensure that Wolfie felt loved and included. In interviews and public statements, Beatrice has occasionally opened up about how much she values being part of Wolfie's life. While she remains respectful of his mother's role, Beatrice has spoken about the joy of helping to nurture a young, curious mind. As someone who herself overcame challenges with dyslexia, she has been particularly attuned to the importance of education and self-expression in a child's development. Her role as a stepmother has been lauded by observers as a testament to her maturity and adaptability. By all accounts, she has managed to navigate this blended family dynamic with sensitivity, making it clear that love and understanding are at the core of her relationships. In September 2021, Princess Beatrice and Eduardo welcomed their first child together, a daughter named Sienna Elizabeth Mapelli Mozzi. Her middle name, Elizabeth, is a touching tribute to Beatrice's grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, underscoring the deep family ties that remain central to Beatrice's life. The announcement of Sienna's birth brought joy not just to the couple, but also to the wider royal family and the public, who were eager to celebrate this happy milestone. Motherhood has been a transformative experience for Beatrice. Though she has kept many aspects of her private life out of the spotlight, those close to her have noted how becoming a mother has brought her an even greater sense of purpose. Beatrice herself has hinted at this transformation in public appearances, where she has exuded a renewed sense of confidence and joy. Her love for children and her natural inclination to nurture have been evident, both in her approach to parenting Sienna and in her ongoing role as a stepmother to Wolfie. What makes Beatrice's journey into motherhood even more inspiring is her ability to balance her family responsibilities with her professional and public roles. She has continued her advocacy work for causes close to her heart, particularly her efforts to raise awareness about dyslexia. Beatrice has often spoken about how her own experience with the condition has shaped her perspective, and it is likely that this will inform how she approaches education and development for her children. The addition of Sienna to her life has also brought Beatrice closer to her immediate family. Sarah Ferguson, her mother, has often spoken about how proud she is of Beatrice's parenting journey, calling her a devoted and loving mother, a proud mother and daughter. Sarah Ferguson's admiration for Beatrice's parenting is a testament to the close-knit York family dynamic. What makes Beatrice such a devoted mother? Similarly, Beatrice's sister, Princess Eugenie, has been a constant source of support, with the two sisters frequently seen together at family events and celebrations. The York family, despite facing public scrutiny over the years, has maintained a tight-knit bond, and this has undoubtedly provided a strong foundation for Beatrice as she navigates motherhood. Princess Beatrice's experiences as a wife, stepmother, and mother have undeniably contributed to her personal growth. She has shown resilience in balancing the demands of her private and public lives while remaining true to herself. Her marriage to Eduardo has brought her happiness and stability, and her blended family has showcased her ability to adapt and thrive in new roles. Through it all, Beatrice has remained a relatable figure, navigating challenges with grace and showing that even members of the royal family face the complexities of modern family dynamics. Her journey offers a refreshing reminder that growth often comes through embracing change, building meaningful connections, and staying grounded in one's values. Whether through her intimate wedding, her role as a stepmother, or her transformative journey into motherhood, Princess Beatrice continues to inspire those who follow her story. Sarah Ferguson's recent activities and relationship with her daughters. After her divorce from Prince Andrew in 1996, Sarah Ferguson faced the daunting task of reinventing herself. As a former member of the royal family, she had to step away from official royal duties while continuing to live under the scrutiny of the media. Rather than retreating into the background, Sarah chose to build a career that reflected her creativity and passions. One of the most notable aspects of Sarah's post-divorce career is her work as an author. She has written several books, ranging from children's stories to autobiographies. Her children's book series, Budgie the Little Helicopter, became particularly popular and was even adapted into a TV series. Through her writing, Sarah showcased her ability to connect with audiences of all ages, using storytelling as a way to entertain and inspire. In addition to children's books, Sarah has published autobiographical works, such as My Story and Finding Sarah, A Duchess's Journey to Find Herself. These books offer candid insights into her life, well-being. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insightful stories about the royals. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on the latest royal events and moments worth talking about.
Those moments are very, they're very defining. I think if I would say to my younger self, do not be defined by those moments that happen to you in that exam or that classroom, because they are lifelong learnings, they are lessons that you carry with you, and they build you up to be who you are.
Princess Beatrice's passion for raising awareness about dyslexia stems from her own experience growing up with the condition. She has spoken openly about the struggles she faced in school, revealing that she often felt left behind as her classmates progressed at a quicker pace.
The reason why I am so passionate about dyslexia is because of being a dyslexic person myself. I feel like I really understand that we have a responsibility to change the narrative around what we are delivering to young people in the classroom.
It's really exciting. We've got so much UK talent. It's so wonderful they can come to, can be honoured in such a way, and we can, notice big stars like Stella McCartney. She's had such a fantastic year with what she did with Team GB. I think it's been such a great year for Britain on the whole, but it's even better year for British fashion.
These feelings of inadequacy were a constant presence, and she vividly recalls how difficult it was to be surrounded by friends who seemed to grasp things so easily while she wrestled with the material.
I know we're not together in person, but I want to thank each and every single one of you for being involved in this incredible prize. To all the writers and illustrators, thank you for building this world of wonder for young people to be able to jump into.
The challenges in the classroom were particularly poignant when she compared herself to her peers. The colored books in her school, which indicated reading levels, served as a daily reminder that she wasn't progressing as fast as the others. While her best friends moved on to more advanced levels, she remained on the lower ones, which naturally led to feelings of doubt and insecurity.
I think because there's so much talent here, and I think that so much. We saw tonight how many people are coming from St Martin's, and there's so much youth talent, and I think that's what makes the UK stand apart. And I think that should be nurtured, and I think that it makes the UK reflect well on us as a whole. I'm wearing Erdem this evening. What I love about him is that he, designs really well. He designs really well for women, and he does quite, uses a lot of lace and very feminine cuts, and I think it works well for me.
It's a common experience for many children with dyslexia, watching others soar while feeling like you're stuck, unable to keep up. But Beatrice's story doesn't end with those struggles. She has reflected on how those difficult moments in school shaped her into the person she is today.
I was very lucky, got to go to a school that was very nurturing and very supportive. But I would describe the actual day-to-day learning side of things very challenging. I remember we had different coloured books to describe where your reading levels had got to. And I was always on the white books. My best friends were always on the yellow books or the green books. They were so far ahead. And I think at that stage, those moments of doubt just pop into your head. I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, why am I not like the others? I think when you're in the classroom...
It's clear that her experiences helped her develop resilience and strength. Instead of letting those challenges define her, she learned to view them as lessons. Those moments of doubt became stepping stones toward a deeper understanding of herself, and she now advocates for others to adopt a similar perspective. Her message is clear. Don't let difficult academic moments define your worth, as these are only part of your lifelong journey.
One of the first things I learned in the workplace was to find great people that you look up to. I think some of the things that women struggle with the most is identifying role models and people that you want to aspire to, whether that's their professional life or finding the right balance. I think be brave, be bold, asking for advice. People love to support young talent.
I think that education now, when you've got a lot of young people that are focusing on just getting things perfect for a test and absolutely not being able to have that moment of expression that comes from a study around lifelong learning and actually what skills-based learning really looks like, we are going to get into ourselves in a very difficult situation. So I'm really excited with all the work that's going on now with a few different organizations across the world to really think through what is skills-based learning and what are the skills that young people need to be able to thrive in life.
For Beatrice, the importance of shifting the narrative around education is crucial. She believes that the current system, with its emphasis on getting things perfect for a test, doesn't allow for the full expression of a student's abilities. Young people, she argues, need to be taught in a way that prepares them for life, not just for exams. Education should be about skills-based learning.
I felt so lucky I've had a chance to read the books on the shortlist, so thank you to each and every single one of you for all of your hard work. This year was an unprecedented year with so many remarkable entries. The judges made the decision to extend the shortlist from 5 to 6. Without further ado, I would like to announce the names who have made it to the Oscars Book Prize shortlist 2020. I would like to commend Jordan Poskett and Alex Wilmore for The Runaway Pea, published by Simon & Schuster, Carl Newson and Ross Collins for I Am a Tiger, published by Macmillan Children's Books, Daisy Hurst for Alphonse, There's Mud on the Ceiling, published by Walter Books. I'd like to commend Benji Davis for Tad, published by HarperCollins.
Focusing on developing tools that help students thrive in the real world. Her vision is one where education is reimagined to better support every student, particularly those who, like her, struggle with traditional methods of teaching.
I think technology plays a really important role. Tech-enabled learning and what we can achieve with that, what we can do for multiple classrooms across the world, taking through the centres of excellence and being able to connect people, being able to tell a very different story, delivering homework help and support and online tutoring. These are great assets and great tools for young people. So I really see the work that we're doing, raising awareness around dyslexia, as a true pillar to stand up the concept of reimagining education.
I've had quite a diverse career, everything from finance to charity to now working for a technology company. I think it was all about looking to what skills I wanted to bring to each of those different industries. What I've learned the most is looking at how you can diversify, how you can be agile, and how you can really find the best way to communicate across a lot of different industries. Because so many young people now are going to be faced with some of the biggest moral and ethical decisions, you really want to make sure they have every tool for success. One of the reasons why I think it's a great time to be dyslexic now is because that narrative is starting to change. I think employers are very aware that they do have to rely on a different set of skill sets. I'm very lucky I've been able to find a job that relies on my communication skills a lot more than it is me sitting behind a desk. A lot of my colleagues also have dyslexia.
Beatrice is excited about the possibilities that technology offers in transforming education. With tech-enabled learning, classrooms around the world can be connected, providing more opportunities for students to receive the support they need.
Take the time to back yourself. You've worked hard, you've got that job, you deserve it. You deserve that seat at the table. So I would say to any young person, back yourself first, ask for advice, because there are so many people that have traveled the same path that you're trying to travel.
Because we work in a technology company that is always about looking things differently, and I think that's one of the strengths that we have as dyslexics, is to look at things differently and be a problem solver, find new ways to do things, be experimental, entrepreneurial. Dyslexia really does affect me day to day. It develops as you develop. It's part of you. It's part of how your brain develops. It is not something that is wrong with you. It is a great part of how your brain works, and everybody's brain works incredibly differently. There is nothing wrong. There is just everything that is so right.
I'd love to see this appreciation for second lives and what that brings to your work and what that contributes to your community at work. I think companies nowadays are really building on that sense of community. So to be able to kind of bring that in, find the balance in how you are as a professional, but also how you are with your family or with your pets or with your charity work or with anything else that you have going on alongside of it. You can also share that in your community.
Online resources, homework help, and tutoring are just a few of the tools that can make a significant difference in a student's academic journey. In her view, these tools are vital for young people today, especially as they face increasingly complex challenges in the world.
And every day people tell me what an inspiration she was, how much they miss her, what they did the day she died. It's extraordinary.
Charles Spencer, the younger brother of Princess Diana, has once again spoken out, addressing not only the legacy of his sister, but also the harsh realities she faced under the royal spotlight. His words this time feel heavier, laced with deep personal pain, as he reflects on Diana's treatment by the royal family and the pressures of modern public life. Known for fiercely defending his sister's memory since her tragic death, Earl Spencer's comments resonate even more now as he openly confronts issues of abuse, family struggles, and the way history continues to unfold. It is clear that his voice remains a powerful one, unafraid to challenge narratives while shedding light on truths that some may wish to keep buried. In a recent BBC interview, Charles Spencer shared his perspective on the relentless media scrutiny his sister endured. Comparing it to today's pressures faced by the Princess of Wales, Spencer made it clear that Diana's treatment was far worse, more dangerous, more invasive, and ultimately more devastating. Speaking with a raw honesty, he reflected on the aftermath of his sister's death and the role paparazzi played in that fateful night in Paris. The pursuit that led to the car crash forced the world to confront uncomfortable truths about the price of fame, and for Spencer, it became a life mission to ensure Diana's legacy would not be tainted. He revisited his famous funeral eulogy, where he described Diana as one of the most hunted women of the century. The line struck a chord with millions and drew applause from the crowd in a way that unsettled the royal family. For Earl Spencer, it was less about creating a rift and more about honoring his sister's struggle and acknowledging the forces that ultimately contributed to her tragic end. The tension between the Spencers and the royal family was palpable after that moment, though it was rarely acknowledged publicly. Behind closed doors, the fractures were deeper. Years later, Earl Spencer has continued to speak openly about the events surrounding his sister's life and death. In 2017, he made headlines once again when he revealed that royal officials had lied to him about his nephews, Prince William and Prince Harry, wanting to walk behind Diana's coffin. Spencer had raised concerns about the emotional toll such a moment would take on the young boys, but his objections were overruled. He described the experience as the most horrifying half-hour of his life, and the trauma of that day has haunted him ever since. Yet even as he spoke of his own pain, he acknowledged that it would have been unimaginably worse for William and Harry, who bore the weight of the world's grief alongside their personal loss. The royal family, adhering to their never complain, never explain philosophy, has remained largely silent on Spencer's comments. However, there have been subtle signs of the ongoing strain between the Spencers and the Windsors. When King Charles was crowned in May, neither Earl Spencer nor his sisters received an invitation to the coronation, a move seen by some as a deliberate snub. While friends of the Earl speculated that he might have turned down the invitation for his own reasons, the exclusion nonetheless underscored the unresolved tensions that linger to this day. Amid his ongoing advocacy for Diana's legacy, Earl Spencer has also begun to share his own deeply personal experiences, particularly in his memoir, a very private school. The book offers a harrowing account of the violence and abuse he suffered during his childhood. Spencer revealed that he and other boys were subjected to physical and sexual abuse at boarding school, including brutal punishments inflicted by the headmaster and grooming by a female staff member. The unspoken rule at the school, he explained, was, "Don't tell tales," a culture of silence that prevented him from speaking out for years. The abuse didn't stop at school. Spencer also shared painful memories of his home life, describing how he and Diana were physically punished by their nanny. One incident that haunted him involved their nanny cracking their heads together as punishment, a moment that left an indelible mark on his psyche. These experiences, buried for years, eventually led Spencer to seek residential treatment for trauma. For him, sharing his story was not just about personal healing, but also about giving a voice to others who have endured similar abuse. He emphasized that privilege offers no protection from pain, and that speaking out is essential for true recovery. Throughout this journey, Spencer's personal life has also drawn public attention, particularly his relationships. Following the breakdown of his third marriage to Karen Spencer, the Earl found himself unexpectedly embarking on a new chapter. It was during this period of personal reflection and growth that he met Dr. Kat Jarman, a Norwegian archaeologist specializing in Viking history. Their relationship began innocently enough when Jarman arrived at Althorp, the Spencer family estate, to conduct archaeological research. At the time, Spencer was still married, and neither he nor Jarman envisioned their professional partnership evolving into anything more. The pair launched a podcast together, The Rabbit Hole Detectives, alongside Reverend Richard Coles, and their shared passion for history and intellectual curiosity became the foundation of their growing friendship. For months, their bond remained purely platonic, marked by mutual respect and shared interests. However, as Spencer's marriage to Karen unraveled, his connection with Jarman deepened, eventually blossoming into something more. Their relationship sparked rumors when the two were seen together at a production of the Book of Mormon in London. Photographs of Spencer and Jarman looking cozy, with his hand resting gently on her back, fueled speculation that the Earl had found love again. Initially, both remained tight-lipped, insisting they were simply friends. However, as time passed, it became clear that their bond was far deeper than they had let on. During a promotional appearance for their book, Spencer confirmed his relationship with Jarman for the first time. He spoke with genuine affection, describing her as an extraordinary woman whose intellect and warmth had brought new meaning to his life. Jarman, for her part, shared that getting to know Spencer gradually had allowed her to truly understand him in ways others might not. Their relationship, built on friendship and mutual respect, felt different for Spencer. A slow, thoughtful connection that stood in stark contrast to his previous marriages. The 18-year age gap between them raised some eyebrows, but Spencer was candid about how their dynamic worked. He admitted that he had never been in a relationship with someone so much younger, and that he was navigating new territory. At the same time, he emphasized how natural and effortless their bond felt, crediting Jarman with introducing him to new experiences and perspectives. Spencer's history with relationships is well documented, and his past marriages have been the subject of public fascination. His first marriage to Victoria Lockwood ended in divorce after they relocated to South Africa in an attempt to escape media scrutiny. His second marriage to Caroline Freud also ended in separation after several years. His third marriage to Karen Spencer, which lasted 13 years, came to an end in 2024, a period Spencer described as deeply challenging due to the emotional toll of writing his memoir. Reflecting on his past, Spencer has been open about the impact of his childhood trauma on his personal life. He admitted that his struggles with post-traumatic stress disorder had often clouded his relationships, leading to patterns of unhappiness and disconnection. Writing A Very Private School became a turning point for him, a chance to confront his pain and begin the process of healing. Spencer shared that he embarked on this journey for his children, determined to become a better father and role model. Jarman's presence in his life has been a source of comfort and stability during this period of transformation. As a historian and archaeologist, she shares Spencer's passion for the past, but her support has also extended beyond their professional collaboration. Spencer has credited her with helping him through the most challenging moments of writing his memoir, offering companionship and understanding when he needed it most. For Spencer, this relationship feels different. A partnership built on honesty, shared interests, and a mutual desire to embrace new beginnings. Friends of the Earl have remarked on how happy he seems, noting the profound personal growth he has undergone in recent years. While marriage may not be on the immediate horizon, Spencer and Jarman appear content to let their relationship unfold naturally, taking each step with care and intention. The story of Charles Spencer and Kat Jarman is more than just a tale of romance. It is a testament to resilience, to the power of connection, and to the belief that it is never too late to start anew. Spencer's journey, from the trauma of his childhood to the complexities of his adult relationships, reflects a man determined to confront his past and embrace the possibilities of the future. As he continues to honor his sister's legacy, share his own story, and find happiness in his personal life, Charles Spencer's voice remains as powerful as ever. His willingness to speak out, whether about Diana's struggles, his own experiences, or the challenges of modern life, serves as a reminder that even those born into privilege are not immune to pain. But in sharing those struggles, Spencer has found a path toward healing, one that inspires others to do the same. The public may remain fascinated by the drama and complexities of his life, but at its core, Spencer's story is one of redemption and hope. It is a story about facing the truth, no matter how difficult, and finding the courage to embrace love, connection, and the promise of a better future. For Charles Spencer and Kat Jarman, their relationship is a reflection of that journey. A reminder that new beginnings are always possible, no matter the obstacles we face along the way. Princess Anne has always been the epitome of composure, choosing to stay out of the limelight and away from the headlines that often plague the royal family. For decades, her focus has been on duty, service, and supporting the monarchy in her straightforward, no-nonsense way. However, in a turn of events no one saw coming, Anne found herself at the center of drama that has sent shockwaves through the royal family. At a recent engagement, Princess Anne's calm exterior cracked, and what she revealed about Queen Camilla stunned everyone, including King Charles himself. The aftermath was so explosive that even Charles, known for maintaining royal decorum, completely lost his composure. So, what exactly did Anne say? Why now? And what are the shocking details about Queen Camilla that no one saw coming? Let's unravel the drama as we take you behind the scenes of this unprecedented royal fallout. For years, Princess Anne has been a pillar of stability within the royal family. Known for her hard work, no-frills attitude, and dedication to duty, Anne has always been someone the monarchy could count on. Her relationship with her brother King Charles has been one of mutual respect and understanding, with Anne acting as a trusted confidant and supporter throughout Charles's life. However, Anne's relationship with Queen Camilla has been far more complicated. While the two have managed to maintain public civility, those who closely follow the royal family have long noticed a certain frostiness between them. Now, it appears that this tension has finally come to a breaking point. It all unfolded during an official engagement at the University of London, where Queen Camilla was set to receive an honorary doctorate in literature in recognition of her work promoting literacy. Princess Anne, who serves as the Chancellor of the university, was there to present the honor. On the surface, this appeared to be just another routine royal event. The two women arrived with carefully orchestrated poise, the picture of professionalism as they greeted guests and posed for photographs. Yet, those who observed closely sensed an underlying tension that would later explode behind closed doors. Upon arriving at the ceremony, an interaction occurred that spoke volumes. In a rare moment of awkwardness, Queen Camilla gestured for Anne to enter the room first, seemingly out of respect for Anne's role in the university. The fallout from this incident has reportedly caused significant tension behind palace walls. King Charles, who has worked tirelessly to present a united front since ascending the throne, is said to be deeply concerned about the implications of Anne's confrontation. The royal family has always been mindful of its public image, and any hint of discord threatens to undermine the stability and continuity that Charles is striving to maintain. For Anne to challenge Camilla so publicly, even if behind closed doors, risks exposing fractures within the family that the monarchy cannot afford. At the same time, Many royal watchers have expressed sympathy for Anne, applauding her for speaking her mind and standing up for the values she holds dear. Anne has always been seen as someone who puts duty above all else, and her willingness to voice her concerns, even at the risk of causing conflict, reflects her deep commitment to the monarchy. While her actions may have caused a stir, they also highlight the very real challenges facing the royal family as it navigates this new era. As for Camilla, she has remained characteristically silent in the wake of the incident. Over the years, Camilla has developed a reputation for handling criticism with quiet resilience, a trait that has served her well as she transitioned into her role as queen consort. Despite the lingering tensions with Anne, Camilla is unlikely to address the matter publicly, choosing instead to focus on her duties and the support of her husband, King Charles. The question now is what comes next for the royal family. Will Anne and Camilla be able to put their differences aside and present a united front? Or will this incident deepen the rift between them, creating further challenges for King Charles as he seeks to solidify his reign? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. This moment has revealed a side of Princess Anne that few have ever seen. Her willingness to confront Camilla and speak her truth, even in the face of royal tradition, underscores the complexities of the relationships within the royal family. For those who follow the monarchy closely, this incident serves as a reminder that behind the crowns and titles, the royal family is, at its core, just that, a family. Like any family, they are not immune to disagreements, frustrations, and moments of tension. While they may strive to maintain a flawless public image, moments like this reveal the humanity beneath the surface. Princess Anne's actions may have shocked the public, but they also reflect the weight of her role and the principles she has upheld throughout her life. As the royal family moves forward, all eyes will be on Anne, Camilla, and Charles to see how they navigate this unprecedented situation. Will they find a way to reconcile, or will this incident mark a turning point in their already fragile relationship? One thing is certain: the monarchy is entering a new chapter, and the dynamics between its most prominent members will play a crucial role in shaping its future. For now, the world waits to see how this royal drama will unfold, and what it means for the family that has captured the world's attention for generations. Anne, ever the stickler for protocol, politely declined, instead allowing Camilla to proceed. For those unfamiliar with royal rules, this might seem insignificant, but it was a clear nod to the hierarchy of precedence that defines the royal family. As queen consort, Camilla technically outranks Anne, and Anne's gesture, while polite, was a pointed reminder of that fact. It was a small moment, but one that hinted at the underlying tensions simmering between the two women. The ceremony itself went off without a hitch. Camilla received her honorary degree with a smile, and Anne fulfilled her duties with her signature efficiency. Photographs of the event captured both women appearing cordial, their expressions neutral and composed. Yet, as the ceremony ended and the cameras stopped flashing, the atmosphere reportedly shifted. Away from the public eye, in the privacy of the event's reception area, Anne and Camilla had an exchange that shocked those in attendance. According to insiders who witnessed the moment, Anne's demeanor changed as she confronted Camilla in a way that few have ever seen. Her frustration, which had clearly been building for some time, came spilling out. In a calm but unmistakably pointed tone, Anne expressed her true feelings about Camilla's role within the royal family, voicing concerns that many believe have been quietly festering for years. What Anne said was reportedly so blunt and unfiltered that those nearby were left stunned. While the exact words are not yet public, sources close to the palace suggest that Anne questioned Camilla's suitability for her position as queen consort and accused her of overstepping boundaries within the royal hierarchy. What makes this moment so shocking is not just the content of Anne's remarks, but the fact that she said them at all. Princess Anne is not one to engage in public drama. She has spent her life dutifully upholding the monarchy, carefully avoiding unnecessary scandals or controversies. For her to openly confront Camilla suggests that her feelings on the matter have reached a breaking point. It also reveals deeper tensions within the royal family, tensions that have likely been exacerbated by recent changes under King Charles's reign. When news of Anne's confrontation reached King Charles, his reaction was said to be one of disbelief and anger. Charles has always been close to Anne, relying on her support and loyalty, particularly as he transitioned into his role as king. For Anne to publicly challenge Camilla in such a way was seen not just as a personal affront, but as a threat to the image of unity Charles has worked so hard to project. Sources suggest that Charles confronted Anne immediately afterward, demanding an explanation for her behavior. The exchange between brother and sister was reportedly tense, with Charles losing his usual composure as he struggled to process what had happened. To understand why Anne might have reached this point, it's important to look back at the history between her and Camilla. Their relationship has always been complex, shaped by a mix of personal history, royal duty, and lingering resentments. In the late 1970s, both Anne and Camilla were romantically linked to Andrew Parker Bowles. Anne's relationship with Andrew was brief, but significant, as it marked one of her few forays into the public eye in a romantic context. When Andrew eventually married Camilla, the dynamic between the two women became complicated. While Anne moved on, the shared history created an unspoken tension that has persisted over the years. The situation grew even more complicated when Charles and Camilla rekindled their relationship, eventually marrying in 2005. Anne, ever loyal to her late mother Queen Elizabeth II, reportedly struggled to accept Camilla's role within the family. Anne has always been a staunch traditionalist, committed to upholding the values and protocols of the monarchy. Camilla's presence, particularly as someone who was once considered a controversial figure, did not sit well with Anne. Over the years, Anne's cool demeanor toward Camilla became well documented, with royal watchers noting the lack of warmth in their interactions. Another factor that may have contributed to Anne's frustrations is Camilla's growing influence within the royal family. Since becoming queen consort, Camilla has taken on an increasingly prominent role, supporting Charles in his duties and shaping the monarchy in her own way. For someone like Anne, who has spent her entire life working tirelessly in service to the crown, Camilla's ascent may feel unearned or even inappropriate. Anne's reputation as one of the hardest-working royals is well-deserved. Year after year, she carries out hundreds of engagements, often flying under the radar while others receive the lion's share of attention. For Anne, who has devoted her life to duty, Camilla's rise to prominence may feel like an affront to the values she holds dear.
In a shocking turn of events, King Charles III has stepped down from his role as the monarch of the British royal family. This unprecedented move has sent shockwaves through the United Kingdom and around the world. Camilla, Queen Consort, has reportedly been deeply affected by this development, with sources close to the palace describing her as being in tears. This decision marks a significant moment in British history, altering the future of the monarchy in ways that were previously unimaginable. The announcement came after a series of private meetings within the royal family, leading to the king's official abdication. The news of King Charles III stepping down as the monarch of the British royal family has reverberated across the globe, marking a historic moment in the centuries-old institution. This decision, which has taken many by surprise, was made following a series of private discussions within the royal family. The gravity of the situation is evident, as sources close to Buckingham Palace have revealed that Queen Consort Camilla has been deeply moved by the decision, with reports indicating that she has been brought to tears by the turn of events. King Charles' decision to abdicate has not only shaken the foundations of the monarchy, but has also left the public and royal watchers in a state of disbelief. After years of waiting in the wings as the heir apparent, Charles ascended to the throne, following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. His reign, though short, has been marked by attempts to modernize the monarchy and address the changing dynamics of British society. However, his decision to step down comes as a significant departure from royal tradition, where abdications are rare and often carry considerable implications. In the days leading up to the announcement, there were whispers of tension and uncertainty within the royal household. Insiders have suggested that Charles faced mounting pressure, both from within the family and from external forces, to reconsider his role. The king's health, public opinion, and the future of the monarchy were reportedly central to these discussions. Despite the challenges, many believed that Charles would continue to fulfill his duties as monarch. However, the final decision to abdicate indicates the weight of the considerations he had to bear. Camilla, who has stood by Charles's side for decades, is said to have been particularly affected by the decision. As Queen Consort, she has faced her own share of public scrutiny and challenges. The prospect of Charles stepping down from the throne has added a personal dimension to the situation, amplifying the emotional toll it has taken on her. Those close to the couple have described Camilla as being visibly distressed, struggling to come to terms with the new reality of their lives. Her tears are a testament to the profound impact this decision has had on those within the royal circle. The implications of King Charles's abdication are vast and complex. For the royal family, it means a sudden shift in the line of succession, with Prince William now poised to take on the role of king sooner than anticipated. This change is likely to have far-reaching consequences for the monarchy, as William's vision for the future may differ significantly from that of his father. The British public, too, is grappling with the news as they come to terms with the idea of another transition in leadership so soon after the passing of Queen Elizabeth. Internationally, the decision has prompted reactions from world leaders and royal families across the globe. The British monarchy has long been a symbol of continuity and stability, and the abdication of a sitting monarch is a rare and significant event. Allies and observers alike are now closely watching the developments in the UK, seeking to understand the motivations behind Charles's decision and what it means for the future of one of the world's most well-known institutions. In the wake of the announcement, the media has been abuzz with speculation and analysis. Commentators are dissecting the potential reasons behind the king's abdication, from personal health concerns to the desire to pave the way for a younger generation of leadership. The role of public opinion cannot be ignored, as Charles's popularity has fluctuated over the years. Some have suggested that the king may have felt that stepping aside was in the best interest of the monarchy, allowing Prince William and his wife, Catherine, to take on more prominent roles. The abdication of King Charles III has thrown the royal family and the nation into a state of reflection and uncertainty. This decision, rooted in a complex mix of personal, familial, and public considerations, is unprecedented in the modern era. While the monarchy has weathered many storms, this particular event signifies a turning point that may redefine the future of the British royal institution.